Hi there, welcome to my channel and welcome to part 5 of my Museum Monday series. Last week I didn't make a lot of progress with it. This week I've done a little bit better because I've done quite a bit of playing offline to do a bit of catching up with some of the collecting. I've discovered something that I didn't realise with a squeamish sim. When they get uncomfortable, there's an interaction option to tell them to take deep breaths, and when they take the deep breaths, the uncomfortable moodlet goes away. So I had a bit more success with my fishing this time, because when Blathers got uncomfortable from fishing, I was able to just get him to take deep breaths and then carry on fishing. And as you can see here, I'm starting off with footage from the end of the last episode when I went to San Myshuno for an event and I couldn't find any city posters. That was still the case for most of my playing this week, and then just at the last minute, I went to a festival in San Myshuno at night, and I was able to find 2 city posters after having had no luck up until that point. And there was even a box of snow globes. Not I'm collecting snow globes, but it was something else I was able to get to sell. So hopefully that's a sign that my luck is going to improve slightly. So with that being said, I'll get into this week's episode and I'll show you what's been happening. I got an alert that Blathers had discovered one of his life's journey goals, but while I was in there, I've noticed that he actually has quite a lot of satisfaction points. So I'm probably going to spend some of those just now giving him some traits that will help us with this playthrough. So I'll see. I don't really want to give him any more of the ones that are 500. The only other ones I would probably go for would be the cold acclimatization and heat acclimatization, but it's better to save up for the ones further down that are like the cold resistance and heat resistance. So he doesn't have Storm Chaser, so I'll start with that. And then I'll see what else I can afford with what I've got left. I can only afford 1500 points now. Okay, so the next good ones, like they're the heat proof and the cold proof. So those are 2000. So once he gets to 2000 satisfaction points, I'll get those. And as it is spring going into summer, I'll probably get heat proof first. I mean, he doesn't need it because he has got all his different outfits, and I think I put air conditioning on the museum, but even without any of that, it's just easier to have it so that if he's out fishing, for example, and the weather suddenly changes, I don't have to get him to stop to change his outfit to avoid him freezing or overheating. So they're just handy to have to protect the sim and make things a bit easier. I've also started collecting other things when I'm going around the neighbourhood in the morning. Rather than just digging to try to get the last of the fossils, I'm also trying to get harvestables off of plants as well to sell. And I think I'll probably get Blathers to plant some in his own garden as well, because he's not really making a lot of money. Even though I'm breeding and selling frogs as well, it's still only a couple of hundred simoleons a day, and for the amount of things that I want and need to do, he's just not making money fast enough, and gardening is obviously a really easy way to make money really fast. And I didn't know there that harvesting prairie grass is great. I've never seen that moodlet before, and I did a playthrough of the Horse Ranch expansion pack when I first got it, and I've never seen it affect their moodlet, that they liked doing it or that they disliked doing it. So I don't know if that's new or if it's unique to Blathers because he's got a nature aspiration or anything else. I'm not really sure where that's come from. Okay, that's good. I don't know if I included that in the last episode or not. Akira called Blathers and asked if he should go on a date with Agnes Crumplebottom, and I said no. I used to think Agnes Crumplebottom, she was kind of somebody I didn't really pay much attention to, and I didn't really see much of her. She didn't seem to bother me much even after I first got Cottage Living, but I did a playthrough. Again, it was similar to the playthrough I did for Horse Ranch. I quite often do that playthrough of the scenarios. There's one scenario called, I think it's No Skills, No Problem, where your sim can't build skills and has to earn 400,000 simoleons, and that's my favourite scenario to play. And I was doing one particular one with a sim based in Brindleton Bay. So I wasn't even in Henford-on-Bagley, but I went to Henford-on-Bagley on the day that you could sell your harvestables for more to the stall. Because my sim couldn't build gardening skills, she couldn't sell the harvestables for a lot because they were just the lowest quality. But if you take them to the stall in Henford-on-Bagley on the day that the prices are higher, you can sell them and make a little bit more money. So I went there, and a sim came over to me, a random sim, a random townie came up and gave a little flirty introduction to me, and Agnes Crumplebottom started attacking my sim. And then she attacked my sim again when that same sim came and spoke to my sim, which I didn't encourage. I was in the middle of doing something else, and ever since then I've hated Agnes Crumplebottom. And when I did my werewolf playthrough, I did a playthrough where I tried to turn Newcrest into my own werewolf world with its own separate pack. And when I did that, the first thing I did was turned Agnes Crumplebottom into a werewolf. So just a quick reminder of where I was with the frogs, which is my main focus at the moment. I've got all of the dirt frogs and all of the eggplant frogs. I've got the death frog up at the top there, and I'm trying to complete the heart frogs, the leaf frogs, and the sunflower frogs. So I'm focusing on the heart frogs at the moment. I've got most of them. I think I've just got 1 or 2 more to get, and I'm hoping to get that collection completed in this week's episode. Another thing I did offline was I built a basement into the museum, which you can see here, and I actually completed the fossils collection. So I sized some of them up and started putting in units to display them, and then I kind of ran out of money to do anything else at that point, which is another reason I need to start making more money. And I've actually just completed the curator aspiration. I was breeding frogs in the background there. So yeah, that's cool. So that's that aspiration achieved. I'll maybe pick another one in the nature category for Blathers to do, just to get the aspiration points apart from anything else. That was really easy completing that aspiration. I didn't really try or do anything towards it. I'll probably go for the angling ace aspiration next, which I think is what the fisherman one is called, just because I really need Blathers to focus on fishing, and I think if I pick that, he then starts to want to fish, so it will hopefully make fishing a little bit easier. So in here there you can see I've completed the fossils collection. I have all of the base game fossils plus all the extra ones from Jungle Adventure, and I have the broken fossil on display there as well. And I'm still just sitting at 4 fish, unfortunately. But if I choose the fishing aspiration, Blathers has more of a desire to fish. Hopefully I'll be able to make some improvement on that in this week's episode. There's also the outdoor enthusiast aspiration. But the first part of that is to catch fish in Granite Falls, which I'm not going to be doing right now, but I'll probably switch across to that aspiration even if I don't complete the angling ace one when I start going to Granite Falls to try and get the insects, because I should probably be able to complete most of it while I'm there, and that will help me get some more satisfaction points. And for completing that aspiration, I've got quite a few satisfaction points again, so I'm going to take Frugal. I'm having problems with money, as I've been saying, so that will make my bills cheaper, so I won't be spending as much. And then for the other 2,000, I'm going to go with the heat proof again because we're moving into the hotter weather, and I will get the ice proof next once I've got another 2,000 satisfaction points and I can afford it. So I managed to get one more of the heart frogs, the heart surfer frog, so I've just got to get the heart whirl frog now to complete the heart frog collection, and Blathers has managed to catch another fish. So we're starting to make a little bit of progress. I caught a new fish and I'm trying to add it to this aquarium and I can't. So that tells me the capacity of the aquariums is 6 fish because there are 6 already in there. And from that you can see that I am now up to 7 fish. So I am going to have to go and buy another aquarium in order to display this extra fish. So I'm just going to pop into build and buy mode and do that just now. Okay, I can't actually afford the aquarium that I've already got. So I'm going to have to get something else in the meantime. I think that one's just for the maramos. It's not for fish. But this one should be for fish. So I'll put this one in. I think this is just a small one though. Oh no, that's actually a big full-size aquarium. That one's actually bigger than the one I've got. I think I maybe prefer that one actually. So I'll maybe get more of them going forward. But I don't have any money to get anything more just now anyway, but that's all I need just now to put the extra fish into that one. And that's all my fish displayed that I've got so far. Blathers has been finding a few harvestables in his prairie grass, and some of them are quite valuable, so the more valuable ones I'm going to plant. I'm going to start a garden for him and put those in, and I'll pick things that are in my neighbourhood, things like the snapdragons and anything else that's a higher value plant, just to give him just a little bit of a garden, just so he's got an extra source of income, because I am, like I say, really struggling for money. I would have liked to have got a couple of aquariums there, even though I don't need them right now, but I am really tight for money, so we're going to try and make a bit of extra money through the gardening. So I've just got Blathers planting the snapdragons just now, and his hygiene is ridiculously low because I made the mistake in the heat of the moment trying to get my collecting done. I forgot to vote on the nap last week, and I am stuck with the one where the water gets switched off. And today is the day that the water's switched off, and it's switched off until 9 o'clock at night. So he's got several more hours to suffer being this dirty and smelly, unfortunately, because he woke up quite dirty and smelly because I didn't realise that the water was going off. If I'd known, I would have got him up earlier to have a shower before the water got switched off. And another thing that I've been forgetting to do is that since he completed the curator aspiration, I can now sell any collectible for a higher price if I sell it to the Smithsonian Museum. It's quite difficult to say, it's not the Smithsonian, it's the Simsonian, but you get a higher price if you do that, so I need to try to remember when he's picking up collectibles that I have to choose the option to sell them to the Simsonian Museum. And Bess Sterling, you can fuck right off. And this was the first time I discovered take deep breaths was an option for a squeamish sim, and that even in the state that Blathers was in at this point, smelly and everything else that he had going on, when he did it, he instantly got rid of his uncomfortable moodlet, and I was able to get him to go straight back to fishing. So from this point on, fishing got a lot easier for me, and it will continue to get easier in all future episodes as well. So as Blathers goes fishing, I am going to find any collectibles in his inventory, and I am going to sell to the Simsonian Museum. You can see the option there, sell to the Simsonian Museum, and that gets you a higher price. Hopefully doing that going forward now, I'll start to see an improvement in Blathers' finances, and we can start doing some substantial work to the museum. I took Blathers to Magnolia Blossom Park to try and have some fun, and I asked him to play the sea monster, but I don't think he quite understands how it works, because he's just hiding behind the boat there. He is building friendship with his child, and he's decided that he's a goofball, and I think he might be a goofball because he doesn't understand how to be the sea monster. He's not doing a very good job of it. He's just hiding back there, actually looking a little bit creepy in the park at night, hiding behind the boat watching this child play. So I've got another new fish. That's me up to 9 now. I've got 6 in the original aquarium and I've got 3 in the other aquarium. But unfortunately that is 9 out of 53. The fish is by far the biggest collection that I need to get. Technically it should be the easiest. It's just that Blathers makes it difficult for me. And I've got another new fish. So that's me up to 10 fish now. And since it's Friday, I'm not going to get caught out again. I am immediately going to go and vote on a nap that is not going to cause me problems. So I think I'll probably go with either self-sufficiency or rock your body, because neither of those are going to cause me issues. I definitely don't want Back to the Future or sharing is caring or eco-friendly appliances, because I can't live up to any of those right now. Again, here you can see I've got 10 fish, 7 base game fish, and 3 from various expansion packs or game packs. I think I might have to travel to some other worlds, like the ones that are showing as Granite Falls, the lobsters or whatever kind of creatures they are. I probably have to get them in Granite Falls, but I will have to go to Granite Falls for the insects anyway, and I'm going to check and see where else I might have to go. Sylvan Glade is probably a good bet because you get a lot of rare fish there, and even just some of the ones that are uncommon or rare that you can catch anywhere, it's easier to catch them in Sylvan Glade. I think they have a higher spawn rate, so I'll have to factor in a visit to Sylvan Glade in my plans at some point. And here's this lady still trying to pursue a relationship with me. She's asking me out on a date. She just visited me this morning, and because it was Love Day, I tried to give her flowers so I could check something off, and she said she didn't want that type of relationship with me, and then she asked me out on a date as soon as she left my house. She's very confused. And I've now got all of the heart frogs, so I just have to get 2 more of the leaf frogs, and I think it's just 1 more of the sunflower frogs, because I think I've got some of them in my personal inventory. So yeah, that's me just about done with the frogs. I just fired my cleaner because I don't actually know what he's doing. He comes round every day and tells me, oh, I don't think my services are needed. Now, fair enough, sometimes Blathers has been asleep when he's come round, and I know that if you're asleep or you're on the toilet when the cleaner comes round, that's what they do. They just leave without doing anything. But my house is filthy. The ground floor in particular, the basement, the cleaner has never gone down there, and the floor level is actually dirty and disgusting. It's like being back in the Fabulously Filthy challenge I was doing with Emily Parcel. Now you can see it's pretty gross, so I'm going to have to go and buy a vacuum and get Blathers to clean all of this himself. And now that I know I can get him to take deep breaths to calm himself down, I think I can handle doing the chores myself now. The basement is so dirty. Blathers has already vacuumed it once and it's still not clean. So that's how bad it was. The cleaner had literally never been down there, so I'm having to do it a second time to get it clean. I can't believe that there's actually city posters and a box of snow globes at this time of night in San Myshuno. When I lived in San Myshuno, these things spawned in the morning, and if you didn't get them by, like, say, lunchtime, they'd usually gone, especially the boxes of snow globes. But for some reason, I'm here at night for the Human and Hijinks Festival, and I've found a city poster and a box of snow globes. So I'm just looking, I'm not very familiar with this neighbourhood of San Myshuno, to see if there's any more city posters. There's another box there. Yep, there is. Okay, great. I didn't need the snow globe, but I'm going to get it anyway. It's something I can sell, or I might use it for decoration if it gives a positive emotional aura. And getting those city posters, that's a major bonus. Just taking stock of where I'm at, I've actually got all of the leaf frogs as well now. I'm going to keep the heart surfer in my inventory so that I can breed to get the sunflowers. The only one I need to get is the sunflower surfer, or I think it's maybe called the sun surfer frog, and that will be the frog collection complete. And in my inventory there, I also have those 2 city posters, which I'm now going to put up on the wall. I'm able to breed frogs again, so I will try to breed a sun surfer and see how I get on if I breed that heart surfer frog with a leaf frog. Oh, and I got it! That's it, frog collection complete. And I've got the extra one, the death frog, in the back there, so that's me got all the frogs and all the fossils now. So we've made a good amount of progress this week, finally, and we've even started collecting some of the city posters. So the only collection I don't have anything for yet is the insects. So I'm going to lay out all the frogs that I've caught, and any extras I've got, like where I've got 3 or 4 stacked in my inventory there, I'll just sell them off. That'll give me a bit of extra cash. And then I'm going to work on how I display the frogs now that I've got them all. The display units that are against the back wall there, when I originally got them, I thought I'd be able to put 3 frog tanks on each shelf, but for some reason I can only put 1 on the top shelf and 2 on the middle shelf. So I don't really like the way that looks, especially because the frogs come in groups of like 5. So I think I'll probably look at another way to display them. And just now, I'll put the snow globe out just now, and I've got the city posters up on the wall there as well. They will stay up there because they're part of the art part of the museum, which is on this upper floor. To save me a little bit of time loading in and out of lots, I'm just going to buy a space observatory. Blathers has got quite a bit of money there. As you can see, I'm up to 11,000 simoleons. That's the most amount of money I've had sitting since I started this playthrough with Blathers. We're making a lot more money now that we've got the garden, and because I've completed a couple of collections there, I've been able to sell off stuff that I was holding on to. So that's given me a bit of a boost, and the observatory is only 1,500 simoleons. It's not ridiculously expensive, so I'll add it in, and it'll be quicker and easier for me to get the space prints, and even just selling, I think, half a dozen or so space prints, I'll probably get that 1,500 simoleons back. I'm also going to change the colour of the roof of the museum, because I was looking again at reference pictures from the game, from Animal Crossing, and it isn't a bright blue like that. It's more a sort of like turquoisey, almost a shade of green rather than bright blue. So I'm going to see if I can find something that's colourful but a little bit more suitable. I'm just going to have a little play about and see what I can find. I think probably this one, but I need to see it in daylight to know for sure. Yeah, I think that's a bit better. That's a bit more how it looked in the screenshots that I have. Yeah, that's better. And because I still have quite a lot of money, I am going to upgrade some of the things in Blathers' house. Mainly the bathroom. He's not doing too bad for sleep. The bed he's got is an energy 5, so that's fairly decent. But the bathroom is definitely an issue. If I can get a sink and shower with a higher hygiene rating on it, and a toilet with a better water efficiency on it, I can save on bills, and he can be happier about keeping himself clean, and he won't need to have showers so often. So I'm just going to get all that swapped out just now. I've gone for that cheap, basic looking sink just because it has quite good hygiene rating on it. And that's quite a nice shower from the Life and Death pack there as well. For the price of it, it's certainly better than the one that he had. I'm leaving the cheap ladders just now for getting between the floors. Obviously I will ultimately have staircases, but there's a huge difference in price between that really cheap ladder that's actually meant to be an outdoor ladder for teens escaping from bedroom windows and a full-on staircase. So that'll probably be one of the last things that I spend money on. And now that I do have a bit more money, I'm going to get a couple more aquariums just so that I'm ready to fill them up when I need to. So I've just moved the frogs downstairs, so that's where they ultimately will be because they're part of the fish collection. And I've tried reorganising them on those shelves that I've got there. Don't really like how that looks because I'm going to end up with an odd one or two left. So I think I'll definitely look at a different way to display them. Yeah, I'm going to go with this shelving unit here. I think I'll be able to get them more sort of condensed in. I think that'll look a little bit better because they're so small if I can have them closer together. I've replaced those bigger shelving units with those single shelving units, and I do think that looks better, but what's really annoying is for some reason I can't put a frog on that second shelf down from the top. It just won't let me do it, even when I use free placement. So I think this is probably going to be one of those things where I'm going to have to put it in a different floor and move it up and use some building hack to get it to go there, because it won't actually just sit there when I try to place it. The other three shelves I can place stuff on no bother. I don't understand why that shelf's not working. So I'll have to play about with that quite a bit more in Build and Buy, so I'll probably do that another time. I'm not going to do that right now. I had Blathers stay up really late last night, like until the early hours of the morning, using the Space Observatory, and all I found was the standard space print a couple of times over, and I think one other one that I already had maybe. All I seem to have done is increased his logic skill, which is something I suppose. Okay, that's me just got another one. Let me see which one that is. Is it a new one? Animals Planet. No, it's not a new one. So I'm glad that I did get the Space Observatory to have in the house, because if this is how it's going to be, that I'm going to keep getting the same ones over and over, it's better to have it in my house where I can just pop out and go and get food and go to the toilet and go for a nap when my needs are running low, rather than doing it on a community lot where I have to keep travelling back and forth. That's me just got another one again. And it's Animals Planet again. So I didn't get any new daytime space prints. I did get some to sell, but they were ones that I already had, and I've now got the option to search for the truth. So I haven't got any space prints searching for the truth yet, because that's new since Blathers' logic skill has just gone up another level. He's got that option now. So I'll choose that option, and hopefully even if I just get one, it will be a brand new one, because I haven't had that before. Why has he stopped? Oh, because he's getting abducted. Ah, I wondered what he was queuing up there when I saw his face appear. Oh, great. So I have only been abducted a handful of times in this game, and I've only had it happen once with a female sim, which obviously isn't a big deal, but every time it's happened to me with a male sim, they've come back pregnant. And the first time it happened, I was doing a rags to riches. It was on the second or third night. I wasn't even using a telescope, and my sim got abducted and he came back pregnant with twins, which I sent back to their home planet because I couldn't deal with that. Obviously I'm not planning on babies being a part of this particular challenge, but if Blathers comes back with a baby, I might keep it if he just has one. Okay, so I don't see any possibly pregnant moodlets there, so maybe he's not. That will be a first for me. Playing this game, I've never had a male sim be abducted and not come back pregnant. Hopefully he's not, because it would be less hassle, but to be honest, if he'd had a baby, I might have actually kept it, but it doesn't look like he's going to. Found another daytime space print. I'll just see if it's a new one or if it's one that I've already got. I Dream of Plesiosaur. Yeah, I do already have that one, unfortunately. And I've got a notification that I've got another new space print. Out of This World Style. Okay, that is a brand new one. I didn't have that one already. So that's got 5 now of the space prints. Now that it's nighttime, I'm searching for the truth, and I'm hoping that doesn't backfire on me. Hopefully I wouldn't get abducted 2 nights in a row. Just because I don't have any search for the truth space prints yet, I'm going to use that option to try and get something new, just so I can try and increase my collection by even 1. And it worked, because I got one there, Surfacing. That's a brand new one. So that's just got 6 of the space prints now. So as Blathers goes to bed now, I think I'll probably end the episode here for this week. So we finished the frog collection, we finished the fossils collection, we've got 10 out of 53 of the fish, we've got 6 out of 15 of the space prints, we've got 2 out of 10 of the city posters, and we don't have any of the insects yet because I haven't been to Granite Falls yet. I probably won't go to Granite Falls next week, but probably will have to the week after. But in the meantime, that's it for this week. We'll pick up with Blathers again next week. Thanks for watching.
Hey!